Yeah, so uh, few of the participants still have to join, but no problem. We'll start our session. Okay, so this is our first session for SAP BTP and IAG, and most of the participants have already attended my other trainings like SAP GRC, Access Control, S4 HANA FIORI, and Identity Management, and other trainings too. So hope all can hear me now, right?
We can hear you.
Yeah. And can you see my screen now?
No. Now I can see your screen.
Okay,
Are
okay.
you recording this session or no?
Yeah, I'm recording this session. No worries for this recording. Okay. So before I start, what is SAP, BTP, and IAG? Uh, Hope all the participants have already some experience of SAP securities, right? All the participants who have joined this meeting, I believe, have SAP securities experience, SAP securities, and SAP GRC, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes, sure. Yeah.
okay. So it's a course of around 35 plus hours of training. Okay. So in this training, you will get server access, and you will also get recordings through, RDP. I'm not providing download access. You know about downloading recorded sessions, right? So once I provide you downloaded access, recorded access, then a downloading option, then it goes viral. But don't worry, I'll provide you the recorded session through RDP connection, and I'll also provide you the documents, the standard documents, and the documents I'll be preparing in this training. Okay. So before we start, what is exactly SAP BTP and IAG? So you all might have some idea of what is exactly IAG. So you may not much aware of the BTP. You might have heard the term BTP, or few of you have already worked in SAP BTP and IAG as well. Okay. So we'll discuss about everything in detail. This is what the introduction session. So I'll be explaining about what is exactly SAP Cloud, what is SAP BTP, and what is SAP IAG. And we will also compare SAP IAG with SAP GRC Access Control. Okay. So coming to this SAP BTP, we'll also discuss about the basics of cloud first. Okay. What is cloud and what options we'll have, what common cloud providers we have. We'll discuss about cloud first, then we'll discuss about BTP. We'll briefly discuss about BTP, what exactly the BTP, and then we'll also discuss about the IAG and its services. So we start. Okay, so SAP BTP and IAG. SAP BTP stands for Business Technology Platform, and SAP Cloud IAG stands for Identity Access Governance. So it is um, very similar to SAP GRC Access Control, and the name itself, Access Governance, is very related to SAP GRC Access Control that we will discuss in detail. Okay. So before we start about SAP BTP and AEG, we'll discuss about the core models of cloud services. Okay. So what are the cloud services we have? So we have different cloud services available in the market. That is IaaS, PAS, PAS, and then we have SaaS, and then along with SaaS we have some hybrid models. But these are the three main, models of cloud services. So IaaS stands for infrastructure. IaaS is what? It's infrastructure as software. What is exactly infrastructure? So we have seen, number of applications run, and number of companies provide, the IaaS features and functionalities and capabilities. Infrastructure is nothing but they will provide you the hardware. Okay, they will provide you the hardware. That is nothing but the hard drive, the RAM, networking, storage. Okay, so it what it exactly does, so we don't need to maintain a separate, data center or separate, infrastructure for our company. Directly we can take the IaaS services, and then we can, plan as per our organization requirement. So we might have a small organization. If we have a small organization of, 20 members, then, it's good to have for IAS. So depends on your requirement. Again, we'll also discuss about PAS, and we'll also discuss about, SaaS. So once we compare all these, then we'll get to know what exactly we need to have. But coming to, infrastructure service, in this infrastructure service, what we'll get is we'll get the computers, networking, storage, and the other services as well. So this is what the IaaS. So there are, many data center providers who will provide this IaaS services. For example, we have, AWS, Amazon Web Services. Amazon Web Services is not only, providing this infrastructure as service. It will also provide the other services. It will also provide, PaaS service. It will also provide, the SaaS service, software as a service. Okay, so that is what are the most famous when it comes to, IaaS. And we have Microsoft Azure. So few of us already have worked in this, AWS and Microsoft Azure. We might not know that this is what exactly the AWS service you are using, or Microsoft Azure we are using, because we get a particular URL link, and then we need to provide the user credential, then we log into the system, and then we'll start working. So we may not know that it is, the infrastructure of AWS or Microsoft Azure. We also have, Cisco Meta Cloud. We also have GC. So this is what the infrastructure as service. It is nothing but they are providing you the infrastructure for your organization. So you don't need to maintain a separate data center. If you have a smaller organization, not only it is used for the smaller organization, it is also used for the bigger organization. Understood? You don't want to take the headache of, maintaining, managing, and administrating the infrastructure for your organization. Then you can opt for, IaaS services. So then we have platform as service. Okay, what is this platform as service? So coming to the platform as service, along with the infrastructure, they will also provide you the platform. So when you are opting for PAS, it means you are also opting IAS. Directly you are going for PAS, so the infrastructure is provided to you. Along with the infrastructure, they will also provide you the platform. Okay. So what is this platform? Platform is nothing but they will also provide you operating system, which operating system you want to, um, perform your activities, operations. So you can go for Windows, you can go for Linux, you can go for different operating systems. And along with the operating system, they will also provide you the development platform. Understood? They will also provide, you don't need to, have the develop, you don't need to maintain the development platform. What you are going to do, you are going to have the infrastructure. Along with the infrastructure, you are also going to have the platform, which includes the operating system and the development infrastructure. So I can give you one of the best example for this, as we have already worked in SAP HANA. HANA is what? HANA also works as platform, right? So we know that along with the database capabilities, it will also provide you the capability for the development environment. Understood? HANA, what it does? So it is providing you the database, which is the core product of the HANA. Along with the database, they will also provide you the development platform on which you can develop the applications as per your requirement. Understood? So this is what generally uh, the developers can, build the applications on this, PAS, platform as service. What they get? They get the infrastructure, they get the operating system, and they get the development environment on which they can build the application. So we have, number of, paths, as we have already discussed, that AWS and, Azure will provide infrastructure as service. They will also provide platform as service. Understood? So we have AWS Elastic Bench Stack, we have Windows Azure, we have Force, we have Google App Engine, we have OpenShift. So they will provide you platform as service. Now coming to SAP BTP, we will also discuss about BTP in more detail. So I'm giving you some idea now. BTP is what? It's a business technology platform which comes under platform as service category. Understood? So SAP, what they are providing? They are providing the infrastructure. They are providing the infrastructure, and they are also taking the infrastructure from the third party, that is from AWS and, Azure, and they will provide the platform. So that is through SAP BTP, business technology platform. Using that platform, what you can do, you don't need to maintain, any operating system. You don't need to maintain any development environment. They will provide you the development environment along with the operating system and other administrative operations. So you can build the apps as per your requirement. That is what platform as service. So coming to the examples for the platform as service is AWS, Azure, Windows Azure, and BTP as well. SAP Business Technology Platform. So BTP comes under platform as service. Then the third one we have is SaaS, software as service, also known as cloud application services. Cloud application services. Here in SaaS, software as service, they are providing you the infrastructure. They are also providing you the platform on which the apps will be provided. It means anyhow, you will get, everything. Anyhow, for every, app, the infrastructure is needed, the platform is needed, and here they are providing you the application. Okay, so there are, many applications which are SaaS, software as service. So the meeting which we are using now is also a software as service. What application we are using for our meeting now? Go to meeting, right? It is also one of the software as service. Okay, we have software as service, go to meeting. We have, SAP Concur, we have Cisco WebEx, we have Salesforce, we have Dropbox, we have Google Workspace, These are the examples for software as service, and SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance comes under the software as service. Got it? So we are here for SAP BTP security and IAG training. So coming to SAP BTP, as we have discussed, so it comes under platform as service. It's a platform on which you can build your applications. You can deploy your applications. Okay. And then coming to SAP identity, SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance comes under software as service. They are providing you the ready-made software. What you need to do is you just need to start the operations on the software application. Got it? Any doubts and queries here? So SAP IAG is what? It's a software as service which will be available on SAP BTP. Got it?
Here,
Yeah.
software as service means all patches, updates, everything done by the
Everything,
service provider.
everything is taken care by the service provider. Yes, everything is taken care by service provider. So when it comes to platform as service, what we need to do, we only need to take care of the updates and upgrades. For example, what I can do is I can take one platform as service on which I can install SAP any of the SAP application, but I need to take care of what? I need to take care of updates and upgrades. But when it comes to software as service, we are not at all going to perform any of the update and upgrade activities. SAP itself will take care, and all the administrative activities will taken care by the service provider. We don't need to bother about the administrative activities as well. Even if we get some errors, we can't troubleshoot, right? If we get any error on the application which we have deployed, so we need to troubleshoot those errors, and we need to apply the patches, we need to upgrade the application. But coming to software as service, we are not going to take care of everything. So the service provider will take care of everything. Got it? Okay.
They will provide you administrative user accounts so that we can maintain our organization user
Yes,
accounts. Am I right?
yes, exactly, exactly. So we'll get,
Right.
the cockpit, that is through web URL. All these applications will run on web. Understood. You can access these applications through web browser, any of the web browser, either Chrome or Microsoft Edge or any of the other, web browsers available in the market. You will get the user ID and password, and after you log into the system, after you log into the application, then you can start performing the operations when it comes to software as service, that is in IAG as well. Okay. So as we have discussed that, SAP BTP comes under platform as a service that delivers in memory capabilities, core platform services, unique microservices for building and extending intelligent mobile enabled cloud applications. So using this SAP BTP, you can develop the applications as per your requirement, as it is a platform. Understood? SAP BTP is what? It's a platform. I can also give you some examples related to SAP. SAP NetWeaver is what? SAP NetWeaver is a platform on which different applications run. If you have administration knowledge of SAP, like the basic knowledge, SAP basis basic knowledge. So SAP NetWeaver is what? It's a platform on which different types of applications run. For example, when it comes to SAP NetWeaver, we have ECC which runs on SAP NetWeaver. Okay, ECC applications runs on SAP NetWeaver. GRC is also run on SAP NetWeaver. Not only ECC, we have CRM, we have other applications as well. All the on-premise application, ABAP-based applications run on SAP NetWeaver platform. So here we have SAP BTP, Business Technology Platform, on which different types of applications can run. And it's a platform on which you can also develop the applications as per your requirement. It is providing you the platform for the applications to run, and it is also providing you the platform to develop the new application. Understood? So what is the advantage of SAP Business Technology Platform, and when it compares to on-premise application? Anyhow, as I mean, those who are having a good knowledge of NetWeaver administration, they can compare the SAP BTP and SAP NetWeaver. So coming to the NetWeaver, so we can't integrate ABAP based applications with cloud applications, right? Can we integrate? Some of the applications we might integrate. Hardly we have some of the APIs by which we can integrate our on-premise application with some of the cloud applications. That too only with the SAP applications. Understood? Not with all the other cloud applications. And now we have we are in a generation that most of the applications are running now in cloud, and in future most of the applications, all the applications will be on the cloud platform in the future. Hopefully when it comes to SAP applications, so SAP applications hopefully from 2028 or max by 2030, so most of the applications will start running on the cloud. Got it? And coming to this SAP Business Technology Platform, what is the advantage of this SAP Business Technology Platform? You can integrate your applications of SAP BTP with the other cloud applications, and you can also integrate with your on-premise application. Right? We have many ABAP based applications. Right? We have SAP ECC, even S4HANA on-premise is also ABAP based application. GRC Access Control 12 is also ABAP based application. So we can integrate SAP BTP applications with on-premise application. Got it? Anyhow, once we start accessing BTP platform, once we log into the BTP platform, you will get to know in more detail, and you will also get to know the user interface, the look and feel of SAP BTP. Got it? Which is very easy. Okay, it is very user friendly, but as anyhow, when it comes to new technology, it looks little difficult in the beginning. So the only thing is you need to spend some time on it. Then it is very easy, whether it is SAP BTP, security, or the IAG. It is, I would say, it is more easier than your on-premise application. Understood? But it looks little difficult in the beginning. Okay, so that anyhow by the practice we'll get the perfection of working in the cloud platform. Okay. Okay, so coming to SAP BTP overview, it is secure and compliant, open and flexible, unified and simple, broad ecosystem, enterprise grade, scalable and business centric. So what we have in SAP Business Technology Platform: integration, data to value, and extensibility. So what is this integration? Having SAP BTP platform and its application, we can integrate any application. Understood? So we can integrate SAP BTP platform with all the cloud applications, all the cloud, whatever the cloud applications available in the market, we can integrate. Along with that, we can also integrate on-premise applications. Understood? Not only the SAP on-premise application, non-SAP on-premise applications also we can integrate using this SAP BTP. Understood? Then we have data to value. Okay, so it is essential that organizations have consolidated view across all their data assets and are able to achieve insight and make real-time decisions, especially during time of rapid change. Good data quality and data handling is very important because increasing amount of data will be the currency of the future. Good data quality and technologies to work with that data is the key for flexible and scalable business of tomorrow. To get value from your data, you must analyze and interpret it, not just collecting the data. So, storing the data, not only storing the data, we also need to analyze the data, we need to interpret the data. Understood? Data to value is what? Not only storing the data, because when it comes to the applications, we have social media apps, social media platforms, you will have humongous data. And if you take the example of uh, X, formerly known as Twitter, so you have the other platforms, social media platforms, you will have humongous data. So storing, not only storing the data, along with storing the data, you should be able to interpret the data and analyze it. Understood? So this BTP provides you data to value. And then we have extensibility. So companies needs to stay agile and adapt rapidly to new business conditions and changing customer demands. Extensibility allows companies to build and enhance all their application investments to meet their customers' dynamic needs and provide continual value. So you can deliver new features agile and fast with BTP as the underlying platform. You can use services like features flag, continuous delivery, cloud transportation management. You have the choice of runtime you want to use, caused by rising amount of cloud solutions in IT landscapes. You need to think about extensibility, not thinking in modification like in the old on-premise world. So when it comes to the extensibility, now you might have started a startup, right? Within a short period of time, it grows to a multinational company. So you should also have the feature of extensibility. Understood? So this SAP BTP provides the integration, data to value, and extensibility. Got it? So now, so business technology platform, as we have discussed, app development, integration. Okay, we have discussed about data to value and extensibility. So now we have what we have: app development, integration, data and analytics, and AI. Okay, so this is a platform on which you can develop the apps. Understood? It's an app. It's a platform on which the developers can develop their apps. So this BTP will also act as you know engine which will process your application. Understood? If you have a deeper knowledge of application server engine, so by which you can understand, it is what a platform, it also has the processing engine which will process your application which you have developed on the business technology platform. Digital experience, visual low code, no code. So now on BTP platform, without having, um, the coding expertise, you can build the application. Understood? Okay. Then process integration. So the application which you have developed also has to be integrated with other applications, with other platforms. So this business technology platform will also provide you the integration capability that is done by the APIs. Hope you know what is API, application programming interface. So which will provide, the integration between your application and the other application. Understood? Okay. And it also has to integrate. For example, we have one app which has to communicate with, for example, RTL app or SQL app. So the data structure of the other apps would be different, and the app we have developed on BTP business technology platform is different, right? So it also has to integrate with other data structure app, that is done through this integration. So we have data and analytics, database, data management, data warehouse, analytics and planning. So application development we have seen, we have discussed about the integration, we have now data analytics. So it will also provide, you know, the capabilities to store your data. Okay. So it will also provide the capabilities to store data and data management, data warehouse, analytics and planning. So when it comes to, database responsibilities to store the data. Okay. And along with storing the data, we can also perform the operations on the database. That is called the data management. And data warehousing, we know about SAP BW or BI application, right? So it will also provide the capability to perform the reporting activities on the data. Understood? So anyhow, when it comes to SAP HANA database, the capability of the HANA database is to store the data, and along with this, we can also perform the reporting activities on the HANA database. Here, when it comes to the SAP BTP, along with the data, it will also provide you to perform the analytical operations on the data you store. Got it? Data and analytics. We have number of, SAP applications. We have BI application, right? HANA will also provide you the capabilities like BI has, that is performing the analytical operations. Okay. So we have, artificial intelligence integrated in SAP BTP. Artificial intelligence powers SAP business technology platforming, changing the way we live and work by optimizing processes, maximizing resources, and igniting innovation with the right combination of AI, artificial intelligence. Now, what we generally hear, we hear about, the data science and the artificial intelligence, which is the future, right? So after 5 years, after 10 years, everything is based on AI, right? So this BTP will also provide artificial intelligence. It is integrated with SAP BTP. Got it? SAP Intelligent Robotic Process Automation, SAP Conversational AI, and SAP AI Business Services. For more information, you can use this URL about this, artificial intelligence capabilities that SAP BTP provides. Got it? So it means Now we have a platform, and this platform will also integrate with artificial intelligence. Still, it is into the development stage. Okay. I don't say completely into the development stage, but anyhow, in future, we know that everything will be based on, AI. Okay. Got it. Any queries here? Hello. Hope you all can hear me, right? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear
Yes,
you.
we can
Whether
hear
I
you.
am
Yeah.
connected or not. Okay. Okay. Yeah. I'm connected. Okay. So now, okay. Now, what is
Can you
yeah?
zoom the screen, please?
This is the maximum one I can do. Can you please check?
Okay. Yeah.
Others can see it well.
Yes, I think in the top option you have to select only view screen option. Then you will be able to see full.
View. Just hold for a moment. Let me
Hide
check.
everyone.
Just let me check.
No, hide everyone option. They need to select.
Okay. In go to meeting, you are talking about. Are you talking about go to meeting?
Okay, yeah, yeah, yeah. In the middle option, in the top middle option where everyone is there.
Yeah.
No, not you. I think the
Yeah.
viewers
Yeah.
are.
I can see now. Okay. Is this okay now? Is this okay now?
I'm fine. Thank you, Ravi.
Is this okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you.
Okay. So now we'll discuss about what exactly SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. SAP IAG and SAP Access Control are solutions in the area of identity and access management, which is IAM. IAM tools must provide automated, repeatable ways to govern the identity life cycle from start to finish. So when you onboard, and then when you leave the organization, what it does, it will govern the identity life cycle from start to finish, as we know it from the GRC access control, even from the identity management IDM. We have most of the participants who have attended my GRC access control training in the identity management as well. So organizations must manage user identities and govern identity and access requests on premise and in the cloud consistently and compliantly. Okay. So SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, when it comes to the theoretical one and when it comes to the practical one, I would say it is very much similar to the SAP GRC access control. Okay. So now, what is SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance? Earlier we had SAP GRC Access Control, and along with that we also have SAP Identity Management. So access control, can take care of all the functionalities like provisioning the identity, authenticating the identity, and everything. Okay. So when it comes to IDM responsibility was to authenticate the identity. Anyhow, like provisioning the identity and authenticate the identity. But coming to GRC access control, we used to have, all the functionalities of ARA, EAM, BRM. But coming to ARM, we used to take the functionality of identity management to provision the identity. But coming to this SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, so whatever the functionalities we have in SAP GRC Access Control and Identity Management, I won't say all the functionalities, but most of the functionalities are very similar in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. So few of you might not have, the idea of SAP Identity Management. So I'll now compare everything with the GRC Access Control. So coming to IAG, IAG will provide you, this is what? Access Governance, SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. It will provide you, it will provide access analysis functionality that we will discuss. Okay. And then it will provide business role design. It will provide privileged access management. It will provide access request and then access certification. These are the five main components of SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Access analysis, business role design, privilege access management, access request and access certification. So now we can compare these components or these services with access control first, then we'll discuss about these functionalities in more detail. When we compare it with access control, it becomes easy for you to understand what this IAG does. Understood? Because we all have worked on SAP GRC access control. So let's start with access analysis. Access analysis component or the service will provide you the functionality of analyze access, refine user assignment and manage controls. So now I am going to compare this access analysis with SAP GRC access control ARA, access risk analysis. What we can do in SAP GRC access control, access risk analysis. In access risk analysis, we have the master data, that is the rule set. The rule set contains the risk contains the functions, function contains the actions and permissions, actions, permissions represents the transaction codes and the authorization objects. This is what the master data. So coming to access risk analysis, we'll have the rule set. We can perform risk analysis at user level. We can perform risk analysis at role level. We have the functionalities of simulation. Okay. We have the functionalities of simulation. We also have the functionalities of mitigation. We can customize the rule set. So most of the functionalities will be provided through this access analysis in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Got it? Hope you got some idea of what is access analysis in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Okay. So in GRC access control, we call it as ARA. ARA will provide you the functionalities of the rule set. Along with the rule set, we can perform risk analysis at user level, role level, profile level, and we have what? The mitigation concept. Will also have the remediation concept. For remediation, what we do? We first simulate, test it. Along with the simulation report, then we'll take the decision of whether to mitigate or remediate. So same functionalities. I won't say the same, almost same, because there are few functionalities which may not be available in identity access governance. It is a new application. So anyhow, in coming years, in 1 or 2 years, so we might even get more functionalities of GRC access control in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. You might have noticed that when it comes to SAP GRC Access Control 12, When it got released? It got released in the year of 2018 April, and now we are in 2024 mid, and we don't find any new version. Anyhow, you will not get any new version, I believe. Whatever the knowledge, the information I have, you might not have the new version of the SAP GRC 12. They are releasing the patches. Okay, the current package is, I believe, 22. Last month I have checked the package support pack of SAP GRC access control, and it was 22. So they will release the patches and support packs for the errors and for the correction, but they might not be planning for the newer versions. So newer functionalities you will find in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Got it? So have you got the idea now what SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance component or the service access analysis? Hope you got the idea. Very simple. It will provide you all the functionalities of SAP GRC Access Control ARA. Now we call it as access analysis, in which we have the rule set, we have the risk analysis activities at user level, role level, profile level, we have the mitigation concept, we have the remediation concept. Okay. So now the next one is business role design. We had business role management in SAP GRC Access Control, BRM, right? What we had? We had business role management, by which what we can do? We need to import all the roles from the plugin system into GRC Access Control. Along with that, we can also design the roles from SAP GRC Access Control. We can design single role, composite role, master and derived role. But anyhow, designing role in GRC Access Control of BRM will again redirect it to you in the plugin system only. Understood? So I'm just discussing about the functionalities of the BRM of the GRC access control, comparing with the business role design of SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. In BRM, we can import the roles, we can update the roles, and we can also design the roles. Coming to SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, we can design business roles. Understood? We can design business roles. We need to import all the roles from the plugin system into SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, and then we can build the business role. Understood? We are not going to make any changes in the technical role, as we could do it in BRM of GRC Access Control. Again, that will take you to the plugin system only. But here we can build the business role. Whatever the concept we have, I won't say we had, because still the GRC is alive. Okay. So whatever the functionalities we had in the GRC, the very similar functionalities we have in business role design of SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Got it? And then we have privileged access management. By the term privilege, you can understand privileged access management is nothing but EAM, Emergency Access Management in SAP GRC Access Control. Now we call it as privileged access management. So achieve super user access, log consolidation, and review with automated log assessment. Understood? So the same functionalities again we have here in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, and we call it as privileged access management. So EAM functionalities will now be provided in privileged access management. And then access request. What is access request? For a new account or for any of the authorization we need, what we need to do? We need to create the access request. That is done through access request management component or the service of SAP GRC access control, and that ARM is now access request in SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Got it? So what we can do in SAP GRC access request management, we can create a request for new account. We can create a request for change account, that is for role assignments. We can create a request for firefighter access. We can configure workflow. We can define different, the paths, different stages in access request management. Now here in access request of SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance, we can create the access request almost same, but we have little different, the concept. Means I can say whatever the customizing we had in MSMP workflow, that is not available in access request. Of course, you can create access request for new account, access request for change account, access request for role assignment, access request for firefighter access, for other access requests. But coming to the functionality, what we have in GRC access control MSMP workflow, we don't have that functionality, but still we have workflow here. Okay, the predefined workflow, the workflow templates we have here. Using those templates, we can configure the workflow in access request of SAP Cloud IAG. Got it? Any queries here? Any queries? Any doubts?
Is there any self-services in this?
Yeah, we have self-services. That is, very common. Service must be provided. Self-service. We have password self-service in access control. Here also we have password self-service. We also have self-service of requesting for, new access. That is as self-service. We also have, here also we have the self-service. Got it?
Okay. Password reset,
Yes,
and password user account
password.
creation, onboarding
Yes,
process.
yes, onboarding process we have.
Onboarding process and password reset.
Password reset we have. And user can
Yeah,
also
those only.
request for a particular authorization, particular role.
Okay.
Yeah, but that
Okay.
needs to be approved again. Yeah.
Okay. Three self-services.
Yeah.
One is
I'll be showing
onboarding.
you.
Second is password reset.
Yeah.
Third is requesting for new roles.
Yeah, that's correct. That's correct.
Thank you.
Yeah. And the fifth one, access certification. So coming to the access certification, let's compare now this access certification with GRC access control. We have UAR, user access review. First we got UAR, later we also got one more process ID, that is SOD review. Understood? So we have such reviews using this access certification, that is review access, role, risk and mitigation control. Okay, so this access certification will provide you the functionalities of reviewing the access, role, risk and the mitigation control. you need to what you need to do. For example, you have a particular role for the last 1 year. Now we need to review. So I believe the terminology we used in SAP GRC access control is role reaffirm. Understood? Means if you reaffirm it, then it will be continued to user here. Here we have to certify that particular access. We also need to review and then we need to certify the access, the role, the risk, and the mitigation control. Okay? Any queries here? Any queries here?
Can we migrate the current GRC roles to IAG, or we have to rebuild whole
That's
thing here?
a very good question. So no, we can't migrate. Now it's a very good question. So, but I'm just modifying a little bit. We can't anyhow migrate from GRC to IAG. If you are a new client and you are not using any of the compliance tool, then SAP would suggest you to go for IAG directly. But you are already an existing client with SAP GRC access control. Understood? Okay. Now you want to migrate it to SAP IAG. Anyhow, migration of your GRC will not be possible fully. But what you can do, what SAP can provide you is SAP will suggest you, okay, you now want to migrate to IAG. Better you go for hybrid model. It means you can continue with your existing GRC. Okay, you can continue with the existing GRC and you can also use IAG. Here, what you can do is sometimes we have different configurations and different requirements. You have a different setup of approvals. Understood? You have a different setup of approvals. In that case, what you can do is you can use access request management of GRC access control, and coming to um, business role design, then ARA, which is access analysis here, okay, and then access certification and privilege access management, and then you can use the ARM of GRC access control. Along with that, the best suggestion is you can use ARA for GRC access control, and rest you can use for IAG. You need to decide which one to use on-premise GRC, which component of the on-premise GRC to be used, because you might have some different requirement, okay, which you have configured a long back, which you don't want to change now. So you can use some of the services of GRC access control and some of the services of the SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Got it? So coming to the functionalities, what we have user provisioning. Okay, so user will be provisioned through SAP Cloud Access Governance. Self-service we have workflows and approval workflows. We have SOD concept, that is what the core concept of either SAP GRC access control or SAP Cloud Identity Access Governance. Delegated administration concept we have in access control as well, and here also we have that organizational management we have in both. Role management we have in access control. We also have here in cloud identity access governance, and then we have privileged user management, which is nothing but EAM firefighter is available here. We also have single sign-on. Okay, IAG will also provide you the single sign-on functionality. Understood? SOC, which is done through IAS. Understood? Identity Access Service. So we have in IAM, Identity Access Management, we have two components, IAS and IPS, that we will discuss in detail, that we will discuss in more detail with hands-on. Okay, so single sign-on will be provided to IAS, and we also have reporting functionalities we have in GRC access control. Here also we have the reporting functionality. Okay, and now coming to the course content that I have shared with you all is this one. Okay, so we are going to cover SAP BTP security first, and we'll have hands-on. So once we complete the SAP BTP security, and then we'll start SAP identity access governance. I'm going to cover everything in detail. I'll show you each and every part of the SAP BTP security. So SAP cloud security overview. So introduction to BTP and IAG, business challenges and solutions, different use cases using IAG. So comparison with GRC access control. So this is what the overview of BTP and IAG. We'll discuss about the subscription and the initial setup of SAP BTP and IAG. So we need to have global account in SAP BTP, and we'll also discuss about the sub accounts, the user management, the role management in SAP BTP security in detail. Then we have IAS and IPS are what? The components of IAM. Okay, when you subscribe for IAG, you will get the IAM components, that is SAP Identity Authentication Service, and then SAP Identity Provisioning Service. So I'll show you all the configurations of IAS and IPS. Okay, IAS is what? It is responsible to authenticate the identity, that is user. IPS is what? It is responsible to provision the identity, and it is responsible to provision the identity on cloud applications and on-premise applications. So I'm going to cover both. Will do the integrations of on-premise application and cloud application as well. So this is what the IAS. So we'll discuss about the authorizations and trust management in IAS. We'll create users. We'll also create groups. Okay. So differentiation between IAS, IPS, and IAG. We'll discuss what IAS provides, what is IPS in detail, what is IAG, setting up trust relationship between IAS and IAG. So IAG group maintenance in IAS, syncing IAG group maintenance in IAS, mapping role collections in BTP, authentication in cloud system using IAS or corporate identity provider. So we have custom identity provider. We'll discuss that in detail. Okay. So this is what the IPS, SAP Cloud Identity Provisioning Services, IPS overview, cloud connector overview. So when it comes to on-premise application integration, we need to use cloud connector. I'll show you all the configurations of cloud connector in on-premise system, and then we'll integrate with the on-premise system. We'll take either ECC system or S4HANA system or GRC system. Any system you ask, I'll show you how we can integrate with IAG with on-premise application. And coming to cloud application, I'll show you that cloud application integration as well. IPS proxy configuration we'll discuss, and I'll show you in detail integration of first cloud system using IPS. Okay. Then we have master data setup in SAP IAG, segregation of tasks between basis IAG application team and SAP. Generally, when it comes to the basis task, as a security consultant, we can also perform, the basis tasks when it comes to IAG. We need to learn those. That will help you to troubleshoot the issues you face. Okay. So initial master data setup of business process and business function. Then we'll discuss about repository and job analysis. So when it comes to GRC access control, what we do, we have we have the sync jobs, right? We have repository object sync, we have authorization sync, we have the other sync jobs as well, action usage, role usage. So coming to roles, users, roles and profiles, what we do, the first sync job we perform is authorization sync, that will bring the SU24 data, and the second sync job is repository object sync, which will bring the users or roles and profiles from the plugin system to the GRC access control. But here we don't have such sync jobs. We have, the background jobs. We have job scheduling. We just need to schedule the job. We need to run the job. Okay. That again we'll see in detail. Scheduling and viewing background jobs. Okay. Group and other basic information. Synchronizing objects into SAP IAG repository, scheduling and viewing background jobs, that we will discuss. So we have access risk analysis in IAG, master data setup for access risk analysis. What is the master data setup in ARA? As we discussed, we have rule set. Rule set will have risk. Risk will have functions. Functions will have actions and permissions. That is what the master data. So I'll show you, the standard one, and we will also download and make some changes and then upload, and we can also directly make some changes. Okay, that we'll see in our coming session. So custom risk rule set update, mitigation control setup, dashboard analysis, risk score policy. This is a little new one in IAG that I'll be showing you. Access refinement. So coming to simulation we have in GRC access control, right? So before making any changes or before deciding anything, we simulate, right? For example, uh, I want to assign this role, but what happens if I assign this role to the user? Our user already has risk. So what happens if I remove this particular access? Okay, that is what the simulation we have. So very similar to that we have, where it is refinement. Somewhere I have seen. Yeah. Okay. So limitation with IAG and comparison with SAP GRC access control. Role designer in SAP IAG. Master data setup for role designer. Repository sync from the target system. Okay. Access assignment to role owners. We have the role owner concept. We have owners concept in access control, right? We have role owner, we have firefighter owner, we have mitigation owner, mitigation approver, mitigation monitor, right? So such concepts we have here. Access maintenance in IAG, business role creation. We have already seen, the business role concept in GRC as well. Here also we can create the business role, adding the technical roles into the business role. And when we assign a particular business role, the respective technical roles will be assigned in the respective systems, that we will see in detail. And we have here candidate business role overview, CBR, that I'll be explaining. Okay, CBR simulation and creation process, limitation with IAG role designer and comparison with SAP. So anyhow, coming to role designer, as we have already discussed that, you know um, in access control we generally perform role import, and we can also create the role. But creating role is what in access control will take you to the plugin system. Okay, it will be redirected to the plugin system. Here we don't have that concept uh, to be redirected into the plugin system. So we can only create the business role. Okay, so that is what the limitation. The other limitations also we'll see, and then GRC AC role management that we have already discussed. And if you have any questions, queries, you can ask me. So access request in IAG, master data setup for access request, business rule for workflow upload by SAP. So we'll see the workflows delivered by SAP, the workflow templates, workflow customizing and configuration. Anyhow, when it comes to GRC access control, it is very difficult to understand in the beginning. Hope you all have good experience. We have participants of 20 years, 15 years, 2 years, 5 years here. So in the beginning, we struggled a lot to understand the SAP, workflow concept. But here, when it comes to IAG, the concepts are very easy to understand and configure. We'll configure, okay. Custom field setup, very simple concept. We can also, create the custom fields. So access assignment to different types of owners, access request creation, approval process, audit trail analysis, schedule job, analyze job, okay, limitation with IAG, comparisons with SAP GRC, access request management, ARM. We have discussed few. Anyhow, while doing in the system, we'll get to know more. I'll be showing you and I'll be comparing IAG access request with GRC access control, GRC AC access request management. Okay. So access certification in SAP IAG, planning and periodic review for user access, access certification configuration, starting campaign for access certification. We have this concept in access control as well, but very few clients use this in GRC access control. That we'll see in detail, monitoring periodic reviews. Then this is what the EAM of IAG, that is IAG privileged access management. So we'll see, privilege access management with hands-on, configuration for privilege access, monitoring privilege access. Then this is what the SAP IAG bridge, understanding the IAG bridge, comparison of IAG bridge, use case with SAP GRC AC, okay. Then SAP Cloud Connector, I'll be covering in more detail with all the configurations, and then integration with GRC also I'll show you, okay. SAP IAG limitation and future scope. Everything we'll discuss in detail as you have attended my number of trainings, okay. Um, I always cover everything in detail with the configuration, because we should always have, the understanding of the configuration, so that we can, troubleshoot the issues we face while performing the activities in the system. So I'll show you everything in detail, okay. So now it's your time to ask your questions. And this is what a weekend session. So I'll start, we'll have sessions every Saturday and Sunday. Starts at 6 p.m. 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Okay, 6 hours we are going to cover every weekend. So hopefully this will be completed in 6 or maximum 8 weekends. Okay. Yeah.
Shahid Vidyanand here.
Yeah. Vidyanand.
Just want to know, like, this IAG is only for the cloud applications, or we can
No,
also use
no.
it for the
Yeah, please, on premise, right?
like, yeah, on premise. Yes, right.
Yeah, that's what we have discussed. IAG is used for cloud applications and on premise as well.
Both. Okay. But how about the normal GRC AC access control? Can it be used for
No,
the cloud applications, or
no, that's
no?
what
That is the
the limitation we have in GRC access control.
okay.
GRC access control cannot be integrated with all the cloud applications. Understood? Not only all the SAP
Okay.
cloud applications will also have, non-SAP applications, right? So that is the limitation of
Hmm.
GRC access control.
Okay.
Got it.
Got it. Yeah. Okay.
IAG supports business applications and database also, HANA database also? Only
Yes, it
the
yes
business
it
application,
supports. It supports.
both.
Yeah. Why? Because when GRC can simple the concept. When GRC can support HANA database, why can't IAG support? Yes, it will support.
Okay, thank you.
I think this the course content that I have discussed now might not be shown in the meeting, right? Is it? Have you seen the course content that I shared now? I discussed now.
Yes. Yes, Shahid. We can see it.
It was
PDF, right?
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Because I just shared only PPT. Okay, but it's okay. Hope you can see now the PPT. Sorry, PDF, right?
PDF, we can see it from first itself. We are able to see. Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
explaining.
yeah. Bhavani, any doubts? Any queries?
Mm, no, Shai. But yeah, I just wanted to check, are there any certifications that we can plan,
No,
after
no.
your course?
As of now, there is no IAG certification. Okay. As
Mm-hmm.
of now, there is no. They might be planning. And I recently heard from one of my friends that even now in SAP certification portal, there is no SAP securities and GRC certifications available. They might be, providing some new certification. They might be updating with the new certification, right?
Okay. Mm.
Hope you might know that now no certifications available in SAP certification portal for SAP securities and GRC. I've heard it. But anyhow, when it
Okay.
comes to the certification, I can 100% assure you, if they, if if there is any SAP IAG certification even coming in future, okay, I am sure that you will definitely clear the certification. I am going to cover each and every bit of the SAP's official IAG content, SAP's official IAG course content. I am going to cover those topics.
Supports only SAP applications, is non-SAP application also IAG?
No, no. Yeah, it will. It will. 100% it has to provide non-SAP applications as well. So, in our training, we are going to cover SAP application. I'll also cover some of the non-SAP applications as well. Don't worry. Cloud non-SAP applications I'll cover in IAG.
Thank you.
Shahid, just a small doubt. Maybe I'm not sure whether you will cover it in future. I just saw somewhere like there are in SAP BTP there is something called Neo Environment and
Yeah,
Cloud
yeah, that I'm
Foundry.
going to cover. No worries,
Yes.
no worries. We have different
Okay.
environments in SAP BTP, in SAP BTP. I'll be explaining all the environments. Cloud
Okay.
Foundry, Neon.
Thank you.
I'll cover all the one. I'll explain everything in detail. Any queries? Ravi Kumar, Dilip, Arun, Jyoti. We have other participants too. Subbarao, Vidyanand, Suresh. Any queries? Any doubts? Okay, so this is what we have discussed. We just discussed about what is exactly SAP Cloud, what is BTP, SAP IAG, what functionalities it has. Okay, so this is just a introduction session. The regular sessions will be continued from the next weekend. That is Saturday, Sunday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. I'll be sending you the meeting invite before a day. I'll be sending you meeting invite on Friday for every weekend sessions. So meanwhile, if you have any doubts and queries, you can also directly ping me on my mobile. Okay. So shall I stop it here now for today? Today we just have 1.5 hour session, but coming to our coming session, we'll have 3 hour session. We'll have a break of 10 minutes. Okay. We'll have a break of 10 minutes. We'll cover our sessions for 3 hours.
Yeah, okay, Shahid. And what about the recordings, Shahid? You will be sharing
Recordings,
after each
many
class?
of the people have asked me about the recordings. You all know that how my other training recordings are viral in the market. Okay. If we share it,
Oh, yeah.
what happens? People start sharing with friends and close people, and they don't know what the value of these recordings. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I will definitely provide you recordings, but I will provide you recordings through remote desktop connection. Okay. I don't provide you the
Yeah,
download
okay.
access. You can watch it 24/7. Okay. I'll provide you the recorded session through RDP, where you
Sure,
can't
okay,
download, but
yeah.
you can watch it anytime.
Okay, fine. Yeah. So it will be uploaded after each session, right?
Yeah,
Or each
after each
class.
session, every session I'll be uploading, and you will get the access. I'll be providing that. Okay.
Sure. Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you very much. So we'll start. Creating the accounts in BTP. We'll start BTP security in our next session, that is on Saturday, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. So we'll start creating the accounts and user management and role concept, SAP BTP security. It will start with SAP BTP security first, then we'll start IAG. Okay. So see you in the next session. Meanwhile, if you have any queries and doubts, you can ping me. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Shahid.
This conference will now be recorded.